Hey y'all, so today I'm going to be talking about my oral hygiene routine with my braces. So let's get started. So right here, I'm just showing you all an overview of my little station that contains all the products and things that I use to brush my teeth. So here are my toothbrushes. Not all of them are mine. That would be ridiculous. But just my toothbrushes are in this little container that I got from the Dollar Tree. And here are my other things. This is a little cup that I got from the Dollar Tree that I use for my mouthwash. And that's my mouthwash that I put in the vinegar container. The next thing is my PerioMed. It's coming up right here. I use this for, it's recommended for anti-cavity, sensitivity, and gingivitis. And it's in the mint flavor. And I got that from my dentist. This is my Waterpik. I have the cordless one and I love it. The next thing that I have are the Equate Interdental brush cleaners, and they're equivalent to the DenTek ones. And then I have these Plackers that are for orthodontics. I don't like them. And then I have some other ones back there. Here I have my wax that I use. This is the little cup that comes with the PerioMed that you use to create the solution. And in this container is my activated black charcoal. What I did was I took charcoal tablets and opened them and put them in this jar that I got from Dollar Tree. So now I am moving the camera so I can show you all my other things. Next is this little cup that I have. It's really a ramekin. It's glass, and it contains my smaller items that I don't want to get lost in that bigger container. So what do I have in here? I have my floss in here, my floss threaders. There's 50 in there. I have some stolen mouthwash that I got from a hotel. It's a perfect little jar to do what I use it for, which I'll show you later. I have some chapstick. This is great because my lips have been really chapped since I've gotten braces, and this is the Nivea kind in milk and honey. And then I have the another interdental brush. So those are my little things that I keep in that little dish. And now I'm going to move on to my toothbrushes. The first toothpaste, or my toothpaste is rather, the first toothpaste I use is by the company Melaleuca. This is a whitening tooth polish in the flavor Fresh Mint. My aunt gives me this. I like it. And it has tea tree oil in it, which is supposed to be like anti something. This is Sensodyne Pro Enamel Gentle Whitening. I love it. I've used a lot of it. It's great for sensitivity, but I found that it doesn't work as much. So my dental hygienist recommended that I switched to sort of trick my body into thinking, oh, it works again. So this is the kind I switched to, the Colgate Sensitive Smart Foam, and it says it's maximum strength and it's foaming. The flavor on this is fresh mint, and I actually really like this toothpaste. It's like super foamy, and I like it. I feel like it's doing something good. So let's get started on how I actually brush my teeth. So, hey y'all, I'm just gonna wave to y'all. The first thing that I do is I use my Waterpik and I fill it up with water and I begin. You want to make sure that you are doing this over the sink so you don't have water everywhere and so that you don't spray your mirror, keep your mouth closed. I just reposition so you can see a little bit better. But this gets all the food particles out and anything that might have been stuck up in there that you didn't get out from a meal or something. And I love it. So I spit that out. And the next thing that I do is I brush my teeth. So I'm using that Colgate and I am using just a random toothbrush. I think I got this one from the Dollar Tree. And you can see the bristles are bent a little bit, but it still works. And so I'm just going to apply my toothpaste onto my toothbrush like so. Y'all know how to do that. And I'm going to brush. I sped it up because I think that watching people brush their teeth is kind of gross looking. So that's what I'm doing. This is my nighttime routine, by the way. I don't do this every morning. This would be too much. Too much. So I just do this at night. So what I'm showing you now is that I am brushing on top of my brackets and I'm going to brush underneath my brackets. You want to make sure that you are very thorough when you are brushing your brackets because food and plaque and stuff can get trapped in there and that is not what you want. That will cause cavities and things that you just don't want. Gross, yuck mouth, nastiness. So all done, cheese, showing you how squeak clean it is. So the next thing that I do is I take my activated black charcoal and I clean my tongue with it. I ended up using too much, so it didn't come off as clean as I wanted it to, but this is a toothbrush that I use specifically for my black charcoal because it does stain your bristles of your toothbrush. So what I do is I just wet my toothbrush and let the excess sort of drip off, and I will dip the toothbrush in there and brush my tongue with it. So I'm just gonna brush my tongue and I'm gonna pause it because I think that's gross too. I think this video in general is pretty gross. So it's very messy, the charcoal, and it will stain. As you see, I am wiping off my shirt. Luckily, I was able to get it mostly off of my shirt. But anyway, back to brushing my tongue. Brush, 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 brush. So I just brush that and it just helps to clean all the gunk that might be on your tongue. Sometimes I get it on my teeth, but I don't worry about that because I'm going to get it off. So what I do is I take a tongue scraper and I scrape it off. As you see, it's not all off. So at this point, what I'm doing is I'm taking my electric toothbrush. It's the Oral-B Pro Glide, I think. I'll link it in the below, along with all the other products that I've used. And I'm going to use that tea tree Melaleuca toothpaste, and I'm going to brush my tongue with my electric toothbrush. So I'm just applying the toothpaste. Sometimes I use that, well, most of the time I use that for my teeth too. But for sometimes I like to switch it up because sometimes my teeth are really sensitive and that toothbrush is too harsh and I would just rather have a regular old-fashioned toothbrush. So I'm brushing my teeth too because some of the charcoal got on my teeth. So I'm going to rinse and spit. Right now I'm continuing to do that. And I'm scraping again with my tongue scraper. So the next thing I do is a dreaded flossing. I find that flossing isn't even that bad for me. So I'm taking the floss threader and I'm going to take the floss here and I am going to I'm going to tie the floss around the floss threader. I found that that helps without having to make sure that the floss is on there every time. It's easy to just tie a knot and it almost becomes like the super floss or the pro floss that it's like all connected as one, which is way more expensive than buying a thing of floss and buying one of the floss threaders. So as you can see, I'm just tying a knot and I like to sort of stick those two ends together because I buy waxed floss. It actually sticks. And I'm struggling there, y'all. But I finally got it. And I just go in between each bracket and I floss. Flossing does not take me as long as people say it does. Once you get the hang of it, it really just goes by quickly. So I'm going to speed that up and I'm going to floss. Just floss, 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 floss. And I think I cut it short. There we go. I'm pointing to my gap and I'm making sure that even though I have that big old gap that I am flossing in between because plaque and stuff still will get there even though it's a big opening. So I'm just continuing to floss, getting all my back teeth. The next thing I'm going to do is pour some mouthwash. I'm going to pour a shot of mouthwash. I find that my teeth are really sensitive to cold. So what I do is I put my mouthwash in a cup of warm water and I let it sit there for a few seconds just to knock the chill off of the mouthwash, and it makes it easier for me to actually gargle and swish. So I'm gonna swish, 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 gargle, swish, the normal things. This is the mouthwash I'm using, the Equate Anticavity. Alcohol free it says, but it is burning my mouth, y'all. Like, and then the other mouthwash I have is the Crest Pro Health Complete. And so I'm spit that out. It is burning, y'all. So the next thing I do is I'm going to take that stolen mouthwash and I'm going to take the Interdental brush right there. The Equate brand is the same. It works the same and it's cheaper. You get 4 more in the pack. And I'm going around each bracket. I really want to make sure that my brackets are clean. So I'm going around each bracket and just brushing it as if I was brushing my teeth. So the next and final step that I do is use my PerioMed. It says you're supposed to use 2 squirts, but I like to use 1.5 ounces. Normally we use a whole ounce of water, but I find that that is a lot of liquid to be in my mouth swishing around, and it's harder for me to actually make sure that it's getting everywhere. So what I do is I just do 1 squirt like so, and then I'll fill it up to the ½ ounce mark and just swish. That's the half mark. And I put the lid on it. It comes with a lid and I shake it. It turns sort of cloudy once it starts to get mixed up. So I just want to make sure that it's mixed very well. And I'm going to continue to mix it. Okay, y'all, move it along. And then I just swish it. It does not taste very good at all. And it just, ew, I don't like it. But they say it works and it does well. So I do it. So I spit and then I actually rinse with water. So I'm saying bye, guys. Thank you all for watching my braces oral hygiene routine. Let me know what other kind of videos you want me to film. I'm saying bye again. So thumbs up, leave me comments or questions. I'm gonna type all of the info below. So look at these random faces I'm making, y'all. So I'm gonna leave y'all with these super random awkward faces. Look at this. Just awkward and random. Here you go. Close up. What am I doing? This is the real me, y'all. I'm just goofy. So anyway, bye guys. See you in the next video. Oop.